Mola, God's Children. Mola is a home for indigent street boys in Mombasa, Kenya, Africa. Mombasa is a large resort city located on the east coast of Kenya. Because it is a resort city, many East Africans, including orphan and abandoned children, flock to it in hopes of a better future. Unfortunately, they fall prey to sex traffickers, drug dealers, and hard life on the streets. The Mombasa project began in the spring of 2006 when a 21-year-old woman returned home from Mombasa, Kenya, Africa, as a young volunteer in mission. On the Sunday after Easter, she shared her experiences with members of First Federated Church in Peoria, Illinois. In her message, she told about her work with the street boys in Mombasa. She told the story of one young child who came up to her and asked if she was a Christian. "Yes," she replied. "Are you?" "I was," the child replied, "but then I quit." "How can you quit?" she inquired. "Well, if God loves us as Christians say He does, why do I hurt? Why do Christians walk by me on the street every day? Why does God hate street boys? Why is He not there for me like He is always there for you?" In the child's reasoning, there lies a haunting question. Why do Christians walk by those in need, especially the children? In Swahili, the children in the street are called Jakora, which means lives that have no meaning, or garbage people. They live in a section of Mombasa called Baksini. Their lives are brutal. Mombasa is a major city of child prostitution. The children are beaten, raped, and often hungry. To ease their pain and to forget what happens to them, children sometimes as young as preschool huff or inhale a mixture of glue and gasoline out of discarded plastic water bottles. At night they have to fight over discarded cardboard boxes that serve as their beds. The message that morning hit a nerve because a few days later a member of the mission committee spoke up at the regular monthly meeting and said, "I've been thinking and praying a lot about last Sunday. I think we need to do something about the street boys in Mombasa." Thus began a journey in faith. For the next 2.5 years, a small task force from the mission committee met nearly every month. They interviewed former ambassadors, talked to members of the State Department, Peace Corps volunteers, denominational personnel, and international nonprofit organizations, gathering information in order to assess the situation and to identify a reliable mission partner. In January 2009, Senior Pastor Forrest Frosty Crummell and retired physicians Fred Hoy and John Nixon traveled to East Africa to meet with various mission agencies. They recommended a partnership with Cornerstone Development, headquartered in Kampala, Uganda. Cornerstone is a 25-year-old NGO, or non-government organization, that operates a number of group homes and 2 leadership academies in 5 East African countries. Cornerstone Development derives its name from 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 6. The very stone which the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. Societies discarded are the very cornerstones in God's kingdom. Their mission is to build Africa's next generation of leaders by developing men of character and women of virtue. Their central curriculum is the principles, practices, and precepts of Jesus Christ. Group homes for children invite the young people to leave life on the street and begin the journey toward character and virtue. They learn to do chores, prepare and share meals, and study. They learn what it is to take on responsibility and to become part of a family. They do this by studying and living out the 50 basic principles and precepts of Jesus. Eventually, they begin the process of academic or vocational education. In November 2009, First Federated Church partnered with the Cornerstone Development in planting a group home for the street boys of Mombasa. Mentors in the home are young men who graduated from the Cornerstone Academies and universities in East Africa. With the financial support of our mission partners, a house was found in the slums of Mombasa and named Wana Mola, the way of life of God's children. The vision is to help lead children off the street to a brighter future. The mission is to follow the teachings of Jesus. The objectives are to provide a family environment, to identify talents and abilities, and to be part of a community. The mentors go out to the streets and engage the children of the street to a variety of activities, including music, games, and meal stations. They get to know the boys on the street and find children who are tired of that life and ready for a change. They are welcomed into the Cornerstone program of character development and self-discipline. There are now 8 boys ages 12 through 16 living in the home. Daily activities include chores, worship, music, games, sports, arts, crafts, counseling, community service, outreach, and soon formal education. The typical day in the home begins with devotions at 5 a.m. The day ends with prayer. In between, the residents learn how to rebuild their lives and make up for lost time. Recently, one boy named Shadrach told the mentors of Wanola, "I don't know who my parents are. I have never seen them. I have been raised by the children on the streets. They used to feed me expired packets of milk to drink, which had been thrown into the garbage. When I met the people of Mola on the street one day, they talked to me about Jesus, about how God loves me. They invited me into their home. They fed me. They gave me clean clothes. They gave me a safe place to sleep. We went to worship. I have been thanking God each day for allowing me to meet the people of Mola. I want to go to school to become a missionary, to reach out to children who are in the same situation I was." With 8 boys currently in the home, there is a capacity for 12 children, future leaders of Kenya and East Africa. As the boys adjust to life off the streets, their education needs to be addressed. A child can go to school in Mombasa for $500 a year. There is also the ongoing financial support that is needed by the homes. Current operating costs of Mola are between $35,000 and $40,000 a year. Our support, your support, is not only an investment in their future, but ours as well. Children who were once without a family now have a family. Children who once had no home now have a place to call home. Children who once lacked hope now have hope. Children once called Jakora, garbage people, are now known as Mola, God's children. You can become a partner in this ministry by providing educational support as well as support for the home's daily needs. For more information, you may contact the Mission Committee of First Federated Church in Peoria, Illinois.